So, my friends, let's talk about history and how we've been tricked, even as children. Take a look at post-Civil War America, the Wild West. Now, we're led to believe that everybody talked like this and reached for the sky sidewinder, right? The fact of the matter is that the cowboys were perhaps one-third Mexican, one-third black, and one-third British. That's because a lot of the British people moved to the Wild West during that period of time. And that was before there were any restrictions on immigration. And it was the Brits and the Irish who came out to the West Coast from the eastern cities. So you can certainly see John Cleese in Silverado. By the way, I booked him once. That's pretty interesting. And let's talk about the Irish. Okay, so thousands of them moved west to build the railroads between the Mississippi River and Utah. And guess who else did? The Chinese, too. And in 1871 in Los Angeles, I seem to remember that there was a Tong War, and a Chinaman accidentally shot a sheriff, and mayhem ensued. I think there were a bunch of hangings in downtown LA. So there's some good books on this. There's one called Black Cowboys, and it basically turns the spaghetti western on its ear. So it's pretty crazy if you start thinking about it and seeing how Hollywood has changed things. Same thing with vampires. You had Bela Lugosi, who was a communist and had to leave Hungary after the 1919 failed revolution, and he became Dracula in 1931. Why did they want to beautify vampires? Who knows? But it became all the rage, and you have to remember that's the year that Frankenstein came out, so that's sad. And I haven't even talked about the French. I think other people would know more about that. Many of the first native people were exposed to the French and the Portuguese and the Spanish. And the Iroquois in the north had first contact with the Europeans via French trappers and missionaries and whatnot. The same thing with the local tribes in Louisiana. And the original Europeans in what is now Oklahoma and Minnesota were also French explorers. And we can get into the Spanish-speaking stuff at a later date, but the whole idea that you're going to see someone saddle up and talk like this really wasn't the way it was. So, but at least we have Butch Cassidy and Clint Eastwood and, so on and so forth. And by the way, Butch Cassidy, although he was born in the United States, spoke with an accent that was heavily influenced by his parents, who came from Northwest England. So that's my video for today, Mr. Black Screen.